An attack on the government's paid parental leave is expected to be the focus of federal opposition leader Bill Shorten's budget reply speech tonight. Mr Shorten will question the government's plans to limit access to taxpayer-funded parental leave and cut family benefit payments. He's accused Prime Minister Tony Abbott of attacking working mothers while letting multimillionaires keep getting tax concessions from their superannuation.
It is not right of the Abbott government to, one, vilify working women and say that somehow they're rorting because they've negotiated modest improvements above the bare minimum. And two, if he says it's 30,000, not 80,000, for me what the issue is the Prime Minister of this country is attacking the conditions of working women, and he doesn't, not only does he break his promise, he's giving them a free insult on the way out the door.
And Greens leader Richard Di Natale says he's prepared to negotiate the government's overhaul of childcare support through the federal parliament. But he's told the ABC his party does not support taking money from single mothers, nor plans to limit access to the paid parental leave scheme. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Matthias Cormann has challenged Mr Shorten to present an alternative plan to the government's paid parental leave scheme.
Tonight, Mr Shorten has the opportunity to show that he is a leader and that he has what it takes to make the necessary decisions in our national interest, that he has what it takes to make the necessary decisions to strengthen our economy, to create more jobs and to get our budget back on a more sustainable foundation for the future.
The federal government says it makes no apologies for focusing on the Indo-Pacific region with Australia's foreign aid. The government has repeatedly cut foreign aid since it came to office in 2013, with $1 billion reduction announced in the overall aid budget late last year. In Tuesday's budget, 14 countries, including Indonesia, Afghanistan and Pakistan, had their aid programs slashed by 40%. Cuts to African countries represented an average of more than 70%. Nepal, Cambodia, Nauru and 11 countries in the Pacific region were spared from the cuts. Foreign Minister Julie Bishop says concentrating on the Pacific is important for the nation.
Australia remains a generous and important supporter of development, particularly in our region, for we have a primary responsibility to the Pacific to promote stability and prosperity for those island nations. Our aid program in the Pacific aims to reduce poverty and raise standards of living by promoting economic growth, including the empowerment of women and girls.
The Department of Foreign Affairs says no Australian casualties have been reported from Tuesday's 7.3 magnitude earthquake in Nepal. A small number of Australians are being provided consular help after Nepal's second major quake in 3 weeks. The latest one, which has killed dozens in Nepal and 17 in northern India, followed a 7.8 magnitude earthquake that killed more than 8,000. Foreign Affairs says Australians with concerns about family members in Nepal should first try to contact them directly. The family of an Australian trekker missing in Nepal since last month's earthquake has now deferred flying there to search for him, saying it's too dangerous. 44-year-old Tyrone White from New South Wales was last seen alive in a remote village on the morning of the first quake. The giant Olympic rings that adorn the Sydney Harbour Bridge as a centrepiece of the 2000 Games have been sold on eBay for more than $21,000. It comes after they were discovered gathering dust in a shed. The 5 massive rings, measuring 70 metres by 40 metres and weighing 40 to 50 tonnes, were listed online by Bernard Maas. He found them abandoned in the shed on a property in the New South Wales town of Goulburn. Mr Maas says he needed the space and took the opportunity to make some cash. The rings, in 40 parts, needed several trucks to take them away. And now a look at tomorrow's weather. Beginning in Perth, partly cloudy and 28. Adelaide, also partly cloudy and 17. Melbourne, a shower or two clearing and 15. Cloudy in Hobart and 16. Canberra, morning fog and light frost and 18. Mostly sunny in Wollongong and 19. In Sydney, a sunny day and a top of 20. Newcastle, a shower or two, windy and 19. A possible late shower in Brisbane and 23. In Cairns, similar conditions and 25. And a sunny day in Darwin and a top of 29 degrees. And that's the latest from the SBS newsroom.